after all you went through, how does a person get to gratitude?
It's been a journey. I think um, I would say that when my older brother was murdered, because you mentioned both my brothers, and what you didn't say is that they were murdered 30 years apart. So it wasn't like they were both murdered at the same time. When my little brother was 15 is when my older brother was killed. And when that happened, I was still in my marriage and I was raised Catholic, Christian at the time. Now I consider myself more spiritual than I do religious, but at the time, I was like, how could this be happening? It was such a shock and it was such a stupid reason. And it was just like, no, this happens on TV. It doesn't happen to me. Like,
Right.
so I was like, what if there is no God? What if there's nothing? What if we just get buried 6 feet under with worms crawling out of our eye holes? That's my attitude. And I'm like, and if God, you do exist, I hate you for taking my brother. And that's where my energy was. And I was so devastated, right? And so in this moment where I was cathartically grieving and crying, it's like my brother showed himself to me. Like I saw him standing there all in white and then what looked like other people. It's hard to tell, it's fuzzy, but all he did was gesture with his hand and he said, Jess, everything is as it's supposed to be. Now, at the time, I did not know what it meant, but I know that it brought me calm. I knew that he was okay. And then it was then my journey to find my own spiritual connection. Now, fast forward, now my outcome in my own therapy and my own healing has always been how do I help people? And even when I was going to therapy, I told my therapist, I'm like, I want to do what you do, but that's a lot of school and that's a lot of time, and I don't know if I could do that. And she said, well, why don't you become a coach? And back then I was like, soccer coach? What are you talking about? Like coaching wasn't as big as it is now. And at this stage, I had gone through my divorce, um, which being apathetic and wanting to die, I only didn't take my life because of my children, but I was willing,
Wow.
somebody would blow the red light so I could just be done. Because if this is life, then I don't want to be here. Um, and it was an act of kindness that shifted everything for me. These people will never know who they woke up. But in the moment of their kindness, it short circuited me. I was like, what are you guys giving me this gift for? Like, I don't understand. But I knew that something, whatever spark was left in me, ignited in that moment. And I couldn't wait for that. It was a Saturday class I was taking. And it gave me the courage